What's up, everybody? Rob here, back with another episode of Punting and Pioneer here on Mull to 5. This time I got something pretty near and dear to my heart, and that is a Selesnya mid-range aggro deck. I got really into Magic for the first time right around the time of the Dragon's Maze release, so being able to play with the old Voice of Resurgence, it feels good in my heart. Also, like many people, I played the little kid green-white aggro deck a lot during its time in Standard. Basically curving Experiment 1 into Fleece Mane Lion, into Loxodon Smiter. It just felt right. And when things went according to plan, you just really beat down, and it was easy, and it was fun. It was just good old-fashioned Magic. So other than like that era of Magic, we have the Pioneer editions. And for those, we are able to go Declaration in Stone, which is kind of White's best removal spell right now. You do kind of give your opponent some value with the clues, but kind of in a deck like this, you're hopefully just beating them down before they can really take advantage to those couple extra card draws. We got some History of Benalia, just really efficient, just lots of creatures, lots of value. Plays very well with Gideon, who also spits out knights and also can create emblems to pump up your team. So that's a fun little thing. Gideon is also just so good. I mean, if you're playing white, Gideon is just, it's got to be on your list of things to play with. But yeah, so I mean, the basic curve, you got Elvish Mystics to kind of potentially do a turn 2 History or Tireless Tracker or Loxodon Smiter and just, kind of advance your curve a little bit. We got your Experiment 1s, which are just kind of add to the resilient threats of this deck. If there's anything I could do to describe this deck, it would be resilient, resilient, resilient. Experiment 1, once it gets 2 counters on it, can be regenerated, making it very hard to kill. Voice of Resurgence, when it dies, it leaves a potentially very large token behind. Very annoying for the opponents to deal with. If you can get to 5 mana, this just becomes impossible to deal with. What else we got? Tireless Tracker is just kind of value, not super resilient, but value, value, value. You got Loxodon Smiter, can't be discarded by Thoughtseize, can't be countered. It's got a big old butt, 4 power, 4 toughness. It's a good creature. Good creature. You got your Gideon just constantly spitting out knights and also attacks as an indestructible 5/5. Resilient, resilient, resilient. And if that's not enough, we got a couple Archangel Avacins at the top end to fly in and make our things indestructible. More resilient. So that's how this deck kind of does its thing. You want to just curve out and beat down your opponent, hopefully get rid of some of their disruption with like Dromoka's Command and Declaration in Stone, and just kind of curve out and win before they have a real chance. The sideboard is just a bunch of crap I threw in. I'm really experimenting with what to play in sideboards here. Instead of Pithing Needle, I'm playing some Phyrexian Revokers, just so I can continue to kind of beat down while also slowing my opponent down. Got a Scavenging Ooze. I mean, I feel like if you're playing green, you'd need to have this somewhere. Just such a good creature. Got Sundering Growth. I don't know if this is better than something else, but I figure, hey, if I can populate and make more voice tokens or night tokens, there's enough tokens that it might be worth it. I got more Declaration in Stones for like creature heavy matchups, Rootboard and defenses to potentially keep us alive during like a Wrath and also make more tokens. We got Rex Sage, kind of speaks for itself. Thalia against aggro matchups, just kind of slowing them down. Ixalan's Binding, I don't know, maybe catch an Oko, make them feel bad. Shalai, just a pretty solid thing, protecting my creatures, protecting myself from burn. And then Dragonlord Dromoka, I guess maybe control or I don't know. Just another resilient threat. I'm just trying stuff out here. So let's go to game number 1. All right, game number 1, we won the die roll. That is what I like to see. Now let's see a good 7 here. I mean, it's not a good 7. Having this be a temple instead of Temple Garden is kind of a bummer. So I mean, we could go turn 1, turn 2, Fleece Mane. It would be okay if we drew a land, but We might not. All right, so this gives us the option to go turn 2 History Benalia. So let's keep this, and we'll put the Scryland on the bottom. Oh, wait a second. Did I have 2 Temple of Plenties? I may have made a horrible mistake. I may have thought this Temple of Plenty was a temple garden. Well, let's hope we draw a white source. Or this could be a bit awkward. Especially if they thought Caesar. All right, well. Guess this is a little better now. That's a little expensive. All right, so our opponent's on green, black, potentially Sultai, maybe just Golgari, removal.deck. Gilded Goose makes me think we're going to be playing against Sultai. Those food tokens in Oko are best buds. Well, they used 2 Fatal Pushes already, so they'll probably have Abrupt Decays, Assassin's Trophies, all kinds of stuff. If we can get our Fleece Mane Lion indestructible pretty soon, we'll probably be in okay shape. Vraska, all right. All right. Westvale Abbey, huh? All right, so our opponent's not doing traditional stuff. So I could wait to play Fleece Mane Lion until I have more mana, but I kind of just want to go wide here. If our opponent stumbles in any way, we're going to make them pay. If they miss a land drop, they don't have a food, they'd have to spend money to make a food. They could, let's see, that looks like a removal spell. Spit this baby down. All right, I mean, we're going to attack Vraska. They can block the knight, keep the Vraska alive. But if the goose dies, I mean, that's a fine trade. Yep, it's not a bird of paradise, my dude. All right, so at least we're keeping the Vraska off of the -3. Our opponents are stumbling a little bit on mana, it appears, which is great for us. Okay, so this right here, this is a good draw. So we can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and make it fight something. So we're going to make it fight a Murder Strider, and we're going to kill it. So I'm going to put the +1/+1 counter on the Knight just because it has Vigilance, and I want to keep it untapped as a blocker. And if the voice dies, we get a token out of it, and then, just kind of... So put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Put a counter on the Knight. Choose target creature. Wait a second. Oh. Got confused there for a second. So now we can attack Vraska, get rid of that, and then get into our opponent's face here. So we have the benefit of our opponent just really having bad luck with their mana here. Another goose and no land I don't think is really going to do it. We're not presenting the fastest clock, unfortunately. Kind of kept a pretty not powerful hand. But So our opponent has 4 mana finally. Maybe playing another Vraska here. Collect a company. Okay. Catacomb Sifter. I kind of see what they're doing now. I think. Kinda. Guess I'll just attack with a knight. Okay, so whenever another creature dies, doesn't get the scry off of this. So now they have a lot of mana, and they're playing Collected Company, which means they can actually catch up pretty quick, which is kind of a bummer. Would have been nice to kind of curve out a little more aggressively. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Can pretty much cast anything in our deck. Any lands we draw now turn into cantrips, which is nice. So they're playing some kind of Aristocrats deck here. Cool, more lands. So we can bash in. They could like sack the Eldrazi Scion to pump the Nentuko Husk. But then we could just regenerate. So I'm also going to attack with the Voice of Resurgence here, just because if that dies, we actually get a bigger creature, another 4/4. That is fine. Wait a second. Oh, am I dumb? I hit 6. Oh, God. Like I'm recording these videos. I'm just exposing myself as the horrible, filthy casual that I am. Misclicking, keeping terrible 6s. Should have just mulled to 5. I mean, that's the name of our channel. Probably would have done a little better. Maybe kept that risky 6, or not 6, risky 7. I feel like if I just curve out, I mean, I could really keep our opponent on their back feet. I wasted a bunch of turns trying to kill that Vraska. I'm not gonna block. That's fine. You can sack some stuff. I guess I'm not really sure exactly what's going on here, but there's some value going on. Archangel Avacyn would be pretty good. I guess another Tyler's tracker. Again, so I'll just bash in with a smiter. Yeah, we're just trading here. Unfortunately, our opponents kind of got... We really didn't have a chance to punish them very hard for stumbling on mana for so long. Honestly, if they like sacrificed a bunch of stuff, made an Ormondal, I could literally just potentially Declaration and Stone it, which would be kind of funny. I like what our opponent's doing. I like the Aristocrat shell. God damn it. Literally a land would be a better draw at this point. A land would actually be a very good draw at this point. Be able to draw a lot of cards if you draw a land here. So a little bit of mana there. It's a fun little interaction there. Drain me for 1,000,000. Kill me exactly. Nice. All right. Look at that. I just got Ormondald in Pioneer. This format's freaking awesome. All right, so what do we want? What do we want? Declaration in Stone is probably okay. Scavenging Ooze is probably okay. Phyrexian Revoker is probably okay. Let's get rid of the Elvish or Experiment ones. I mean, they do provide early pressure, but I think we kind of want to go up and above or like make it harder for them to interact with our stuff, maybe. Again, I'm just going fast and loose right now. Who knows how to sideboard? Dramaca's Command lets us get through some stuff. Maybe go down a command. I feel like Declaration in Stone is a little more efficient at that kind of thing. Stream Benalias, Gideons are good. Archangels are okay. I mean, flipping and wiping their board would be okay. Maybe we just keep the curve lower. Let's try this. This is probably the worst way to sideboard, but hey man, it's Pioneer. It's the Wild West. Let's find out what's going on. All right, let's get a better 7 this time. That is not bad. That's not bad. We got early ramp, Declaration in Stones. We can deactivate something. We're gonna keep this for sure. They Fatal Push the Mystic. It's not the end of the world. We can still play something on turn 2. I think we just fight. Now we have a much better board. Our opponent can't ramp. We still have Declaration in Stone of Phyrexian Revokers. So we could play one of our Revokers, name Scavenging Ooze, which would basically keep it from growing 1 point. Could also just Declaration in Stone it. Can only pump it up 1. I want to keep 1 Declaration in Stone live for when History of Benalia pops off. Didn't want to eat anything. Interesting. We could play Phyrexian Revoker. Name a clue? Non-name card name. Maybe. Let's just we'll name Veraska because they can play that next turn. Then we'll just get in with a couple 2/2s here. Fortunately, in my resilient deck, I haven't had much of a chance to really show off the resiliency of it. All right, so they had the push. So they can start Cocoing pretty soon. Okay, nice. I like that. So now they have all the pay to and sacrifice effects. Oh, man. So many Declaration in Stones. 2 geese. I mean, we can answer any problematic creature, which is good. Still have yet to draw any. Man, these people are just fatal push fiends. That's what, 5 fatal pushes cast in the past 2 games? It's too many. It's too many fatal pushes. Another Scoos. All right. Trying to draw their last land, I guess. All right, got a Gideon going. That's probably what we need to start doing. We need to get our value train going. We'll bash in here. I'll trade with the Scoos if they want to. Oh, man, I'm a dummy. I'm learning new things every day. How Gilded Goose works, I guess. You know, how like the most popular card in Standard does its job. I guess you can't really hold it against me, you know. I haven't been playing too much Standard. It's not that fun. And Pioneer is so much fun. Fine, you got me. You got me. Let's get ourselves a forest here. All right, well, I guess we'll Declaration in Stone, the Scavenging Ooze, because that'll get out of hand fast. Play yourselves a Voice of Resurgence. I mean, I guess there's a chance we probably should have just killed the Priest of Forgotten Gods, as that is also another value train. I think we just sacrifice Voice Resurgence, probably. Get a 4/4. Interesting. Okay. I see what's going on here. Man, do we have like a Brave the Elements or something? Just sneak through here. That is exceptionally risky. Going down to 3. So we can clean up. I don't think we can clean up enough blockers, unfortunately. So we can deck and stone these. There's a drain, yeah, so. All right, that's a fun little way to counter that. All right, so let's see here. Can they just win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just need to sacrifice a bunch of non-land permanents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can Ormondal. They can blast me in the face for 10. So they had a Zulaport Cutthroat right now. It could kill me pretty good. Probably going to clue here, try to dig a little bit. Smart. This deck is pretty cool. I kind of see what they're doing now. The ability to scry away the top of your library for your Bolas Citadel is pretty rad. Just make a couple 5/5s here. Okay. I think we've reached the end of our rope here. So they're going to be able to just go, yeah, drain me for enough that I can't stay alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, they're good at getting Xaxes, huh? Good game, opponent. That was pretty fun. All right, so let's try this again. So our deck felt pretty flat that first game. Never really got to do a nice smooth curve out. Kind of lacking the Gideon draws and stuff like that. Let's see if we can get a little bit more stuff. And maybe a Domino's carry out any large 3-topping pizzas. I'm good right now. Thanks, Domino's.